Do you think that you could eat for under $1 a meal? Hi, everybody. My name is Sarah, and today I want to chat with you about this really cool experiment I did. I wanted to know if I could feed one person for 5 days, 3 meals a day from the Dollar Tree. I spent $15 and I got meals for 5 days for 3 meals a day under $1 a meal. Let me tell you the things that I bought, then I'll show you the meals that I made. I bought pasta sauce, potato soup, green beans, peanut butter, noodles, brown rice, tortillas, instant oatmeal, black beans, my favorite hot sauce, onion powder, and some light fruit cocktail. All for a total of $15. I was able to make 3 meals a day for 5 days out of those things. I spent $15 even. Now, as you know, the dollar store is no longer $1 an item. It's actually $1.25 an item. This is a huge deal. Society has gone crazy over this, but let's face it, the Dollar Tree has been $1 for the last 30 years. It's about time they probably raised their price. So let's take a closer look on all of the things that I purchased. Spices are important. So things like onion powder and hot sauce will give you a little bit of a oomph when you're cooking basic foods. If you already have a lot of spices in your cupboard, then you really don't have to worry about this. But because I wasn't sure who had what, and this is an experiment, I decided to pick up a couple of things at the Dollar Tree. So I did get the onion powder and the Frank's buffalo sauce, which is by far my favorite 2 spices, including a little bit of salt. But a lot of these things are canned, so they already have salt in them. The noodles are a staple. I was able to do a lot with the noodles. They really are universal. I was surprised to find some popular labels. Del Monte fruit, green giant green beans, Hunt's spaghetti sauce, all named labels. The instant oatmeal was 6 in a package. So because I was only feeding myself for 5 days, I had oatmeal every day, and I actually had one left over. So that was a nice snack during the week, or even a lunch if you really wanted to. The peanut butter was really good. My family actually really liked it. It's the combination peanut butter and honey mix. So it really was a little bit sweeter and had that honey taste. It didn't last long in my house. After this experiment was over, my boys ate it. 2 pounds of brown rice, a staple. It's the part of every experimental cheap meal plan that you can have. 2 pounds of brown rice for $1.25 is actually a pretty good deal. I decided to buy a can of potato soup. And the reason I decided to do this was I could put it on top of the noodles and make it last longer, stretch it, right? Stretching a meal is so important when you're trying to do this on a budget. So being able to top the rice or the noodles with 1/3 of the can of potato soup allowed it to last longer and bulk it up, make it more filling. And of course the black beans, a staple of every cheap meal. Now, a couple of things that I found to be kind of curious was the prices. So I actually went online and looked at Walmart to see if $1.25 was actually a good price for green giant French cut green beans. Green giant French cut green beans at Walmart were $1.48, so $1.25 is a pretty good deal. However, Great Value brand French cut green beans were only 50 cents a can. Now, I'm willing to bet you I could spend $10 at Walmart doing this challenge. So if you'd like to see another one of these videos for Walmart, let me know. I'll be more than happy to give it a shot for you. Del Monte fruit cocktail cans were $2.18 at Walmart. The Walmart brand, the Great Value brand, was $1.28. So it's still a pretty good deal at the Dollar Tree. Hunt's spaghetti sauce, on the other hand, at Walmart was $1.18. So $1.25 for Hunt's spaghetti sauce at the Dollar Tree is a little bit higher than that. So this was quite interesting to me. These brands, if you were to go with store brands, you actually might be getting a better deal. The Great Value spaghetti sauce was actually $2.48, where the Hunt's was $1.18, same 24-ounce container. So that was quite interesting too. So you really have to pay attention to the prices at the Dollar Tree, because sometimes you can get this stuff cheaper at Walmart or even at Aldi. So what did my meals look like? Well, they were pretty simple. And let's face it, I did get a couple of vegetables and I did get some fruit, but this was by no means a balanced diet. This was cheap. We were looking for the cheapest way to get our fuel for our bodies for the cheapest amount of price. And this is like an emergency type situation, right? You only have $15 and you need to feed yourself, or you need to feed yourself and your child, or even a family of 3 if you really wanted to stretch it. Because let's face it, I had plenty of food left over after 5 days. I probably could have fed more than one person at this. So the meals that I decided on were for breakfast. I was using the oatmeal every day and a little bit of the fruit cocktail. The fruit cocktail had 3.5 servings per can. So really kind of stretching that out to 4 servings is fine. You're gonna miss out on a little bit of the nutritional value of the serving size, but it'll do. So having oatmeal and fruit cup for 4 out of the 5 days for fruit makes sense. You could also include the tortillas in that with a little bit of peanut butter if you wanted a bit more of a filling breakfast. Because the breakfast is the most important meal of the day, right? There were 12 tortillas in the package, which means there's plenty for one every day for lunch if you wanted, or every day for breakfast if you wanted. Or you can switch it up and have one for dinner if you would like to, or even snacks. 12 is plenty for a 5-day meal plan. Now for lunches and dinner, I kind of switched it up a little bit. Some days I had soup over pasta. The soup was a loaded potato soup from Campbell's. It had about 3 servings in it over the pasta, so that's 3 meals. Then you could use the sauce over the pasta as well. I also had green beans as a side, just for some nutritional value. There was some potatoes in the soup, so if you really wanted to count that as a vegetable, you could. Green beans seem to help. There's a lot of fiber in beans, so that's one of the reasons why I went with green beans instead of peas or corn. I could also get about 3 servings from the can of green beans. And lastly, I used the rice, the hot sauce, and the black beans and the tortilla as kind of burrito on the cheap. On the cheap burrito. The onion powder and the hot sauce really added some flavor depth to something so simple as a rice and bean burrito. The rice and the beans, there was plenty of rice. Absolutely plenty of rice. I could have had the rice for breakfast if I wanted to, if I had some milk and brown sugar. It was something my mom used to give me all the time with leftover rice. And then the black beans in the burrito itself gave me the added protein that really sustains you desperately need. Paired that with some green beans. I mean, there were some days when there was only 3 days worth of vegetables. 1 more can of vegetables probably would have helped a lot. Peas or corn, just to give it a little bit more diversity. But really, the meals that I had, the oatmeal, the fruit, the tortillas, the peanut butter, the soup, the sauce, the rice, the beans, the tortillas were a lifesaver there. Really did sustain me and my energy for the entire day. I really had no problem being hungry, although I did really need to snack. And let's face it, I love peanut butter. So going through and grabbing a spoonful of peanut butter as a snack in the afternoon, it was okay. I also didn't get any type of snacks. So really these were the staples. Remember, this is an emergency type situation. Now something else. My Dollar Tree did not have a freezer section. For some reason, the plaza they were in was owned by a grocery store chain. So according to the cashier, the grocery store did not allow them to have a freezer section. But I did travel to the next town over just to take a peek around, and they had a freezer section. They had things like cheese in there, frozen vegetables, some sausage. There were other things. If you went to a Dollar Tree, you could sub out some more nutritious foods and maybe a little bit more protein meats. They also had tuna fish that you could get there too if you wanted to do kind of a tuna noodle casserole with a can of soup. You could probably make a pretty decent size casserole with that, and it would last longer. Maybe even some canned chicken instead of tuna if you're not into the whole tuna type thing. So there were a lot of choices there, and I truly think that you could have stretched this $15 or even $20. If you had $20, oh, you could eat like a queen for 5 days. Please let me know in the comments what you think about this whole thing. I mean, it did seem a little crazy and it was totally out of my norm, and I was eating things that I may not normally eat. I'm a huge fruits and vegetables person, so for me, I was really missing the fruits and vegetables. But if I was in a tight spot and I needed to do this, I could absolutely get by with this. Would you like to see other videos like this? Would you like to see a Walmart? How about Aldi? You think I could do the same thing for less money at these places than I did in the Dollar Tree? Let me know. Thanks, everybody. Have a great day.